People do not care about like mentally ill people when it doesn't make them feel or look better or good. And I am gonna use some bullet points for this, but I'm still basically like going kind of raw. I'm not like using the bullet points as a script. Um, for one thing, look at how people treat family members struggling. Like, uh, both sides of my family have mental illnesses. Like, sometimes it's PTSD from like being in the military or war or whatever. Sometimes it's just depression, like 47-year-old man still living with his mom because he just has like no motivation to live at all. Schizophrenia, bipolar, anxiety. Sometimes they'll be diagnosed, sometimes not. And it's like these people know that something's wrong with them. And they're like, yeah, bro, that's just like Kooky Clark. We don't really mess with them. Bro, I'm about to defend Kooky Clark. Kooky Clark's been unmedicated since 12 years old. Or sometimes, like this person will need medication and people will just straight up be like, "No, dude, cuz like God's altering his mind. Like God wouldn't give you a problem that you can't handle." Okay, there's like starving kids in Africa. So, you know, if it was like some okay, if the news came out that they have this unmedicated schizophrenic person that they just let wander the streets and the news was reporting on it, like they'd change up. They would just like abandon whatever morals they have in their head of like, oh, like it's God's plan, dude. And they'd be like, oh, well, now like the spotlight's on us. People are actually looking at us, so like maybe we should take care of this, this poor bipolar 1 person who's beating people with hammers. Maybe we should do something about it because people are looking now. Like they don't care as long as it's quiet. Oh my god, it makes me so mad. And like look at the way that people treat homeless people. That one should be more obvious, but like a lot of homeless people are psychotic or they're just mentally ill for some other reason, or they were like kicked out of their house because they're mentally ill. And like I understand, like being kind of wary of some homeless people cuz like um I'm not going to pretend like all homeless people are bad or anything. But sometimes you can be harassed by a homeless person. I get like catcalled by homeless people and I'm like, "Dude, you're homeless." Really? You're homeless, dude. But sometimes I remember there was this guy with like his pants down or something, and he was like digging in his butt, yelling at people. So like I get being wary of homeless people, but why are you talking about them like they're enemy number one? Like they need to be stopped and bombed and their lives don't matter. Homeless lives don't matter. Like that's pretty messed up, dude. Especially when you do tell these people like no, they're just mentally ill people. Like that could be anybody. Like um even if you're mentally healthy and sane and stuff when you're kicked out, like after a while, the conditions are going to stress you the hell out. You're going to go crazy. People are like, "Nah, I don't care though." Like that's their problem. What? Or even like you see the way that people treat trans people? Like obviously being transgender isn't a mental illness, but a lot of trans people are mentally ill because of the way that people treat them. Or, a lot of people view transness as a mental illness anyways. And you see them want to take away their care. Because they're like, oh, well, again, like, God wouldn't give you something that you can't handle. Like, they were born in that body, so blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that people want to kill themselves or off themselves, whatever, because they view themselves as being born in the wrong body, and you still want to take that away from them because you think it's wrong. Or you see these people like send death threats or wish death upon transgender people. It's like, why wouldn't you want to help people that you view as mentally ill just because it's okay to trash on them? In however many years it takes when trans people are more accepted and they're not seen as like mentally ill cuckoos, they're seen as like the same way that gay people are seen. Where like, yeah, there's those weird people who think that it's like a mental illness and they'll be cured, but for the most part, they're just people who are different than us. People are gonna change up. Like it's all about how they're viewed, how much hatred they could get away with, basically, is what I think. And also, like, mental illness is just still seen as a moral failing. Like, my God, you know, like the whole depressed teen trope or whatever? People just let it happen. Like, if you think or know or whatever that your kid is depressed, why wouldn't you try to help them? People just let it happen. They're like, oh yeah, dude, that's my Kyle. He hates coming out of his room, and he keeps talking about killing himself, and he keeps cutting himself, and he hates going swimming. He hates his body, dude. But like, whatever. Why wouldn't you help your poor Kyle? Why are you letting him thug it out? Why are you letting him struggle? Or like even the way that my parents talk about like other people's kids or kids, they're my age. I'm almost 22, but you know what I mean. They call me and other people kids. Oh my God, I'm going on a tangent. They're friends' kids. Okay, so they are kids. Whatever, you know what I mean. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, dude, like this guy, my friend's son Tyler. He's diagnosed bipolar, but he just keeps messing up everything. He won't take his medication, and we're all so worried about him. Do something." And then they're like, no, he has to struggle with the consequences of his actions." What? Oh dude, yeah, like my cousin Tisha's so depressed. But you know, she needs to pull herself up by her bootstraps. What? Or like you perfectly explain what this person or what you maybe are going through. You're like, hey, you know, cousin cousin Oscar, whatever, is being groomed by an older woman because his mom never looked after him, and now he wants the attention of an older woman. Bro, Oscar he just has to like deal with his own problems. I can't be there for him. You are his next door neighbor. His next door neighbor. Do something. You know, like uh oh my God. Let me read off my next bullet. I'm going crazy. I've just noticed too, like even other mentally ill people have trouble sympathizing, especially if you struggle with an issue that only briefly inconvenienced them, or if you experience a similar issue in a completely different way. I'm sorry, like I know I worded that weird. I wrote these bullets down a while ago. I just wanted to talk about it now. But like for example, this is one of the examples I gave because I struggle with like missing high school. You know, I say I miss high school, and there's other people that I know who are like, I'm going to therapy due to the bullying that I received in high school. Everyone who liked high school is a bully. I hear that a lot. And like, whenever I say I do miss high school, I talk about missing high school or something. There's people in my comment section sometimes. I know that online isn't real life, but still, who are like, if you missed high school, you must have been a complete asshole. Because everyone that I know on Facebook who misses high school was an asshole, and now they're crack addicts. So that says a lot about you. No, I'm sorry, dude. I just had friends. Like, I'm not trying to do this like a gotcha or like, you're such a loser. I'm a loser, dude. Whatever. But you know, like two people feel completely different about. Nobody has the same experience in high school, but you know, like the same setting. And it's hard to sympathize with the other person because you have no idea what they're talking about. Oh my God. Or another example that I've noticed is stuff like, quote, you know, I can't even begin to job search or hold down a job due to my mental disorder clouding my mind. You know, I'm unstable, unquote, whatever. Versus like, I want a job and my coworkers think I'm crazy and affect the way I work. Or even like, I want a job but I won't get disability checks anymore, or I have the opportunity to work far away, but my support system and comfort systems in this town, like all these people are talking about jobs, but they're talking about it in completely different ways. And you know, that's how you have these conversations where there's like a bunch of depressed people, but someone's like depressed because they're working. Someone's so depressed that they can't get a job. Someone is depressed while they're working and stuff, and they're all yelling at each other because one of them is like bed rotting and the other one wants, like, quote unquote, wants to bed rot, but they really just want to relax, you know? And they're like, you have it so easy. You have it so easy. You're getting checks from the government. No, at least you can work. Your depression isn't as bad as mine. Well, at least you can do this. I can't even bother doing this. If I could have a vacation, I'd be so much better. I just never want to work again. Well, I want to work. And I can't work due to my depression. You guys are so lucky. Like, that's how you get these freaking arguments with people who have the same disorder. But it's just, like they live through it different. That's all of my bullet points. I don't know. I'm just like super into this subject, bro. I love talking about mental illness. I love talking about mental illness. I love talking about mental illness. Okay, I'm done. I'm getting lightheaded.